Alright, look. I was going to try to read out of some of these books, but I ain't going to worry about it. You know, it's hard to try to, there's no explaining. It's hard trying to talk about something when we don't understand what the true in-depth meaning of impulses and how our blood represents. Our blood is what makes the heart run. Blood has a life of its own. It's magnetic. It's the same as ocean water. It's, and depending on what we put in is going to dictate on how that machine is going to run. This right here. It's going to, it's. How can I try to? The same way that the sun mainly and the moon, because the moon's light controls certain life forms. And then the lights, the true LEDs is what's above your head. The way that they all work together and penetrate into the ground and then pull all this out right here. They pull it out. It's what gives them the different blooms and blossoms. It pulls it out and they all work together. This magnetic field, it pulls it out. Is the same way that the person in front of the TV, all them script writers, them black magic magicians I've talked about are writing these scripts and they create the emotions in the character. They're creating a character through the gadget. It's channeling into them the same way that the magnetic field and the sun is channeling in and pulling this out. And then all those designs, we can go to any species, but this is what we're going to be consuming more of. And just because you don't physically consume something, you understand what I'm saying? You're still consuming it. And see, this is what's crazy, is when we're channeling what's in this into our brain, we're channeling the unseen. We've already opened ourselves up, because in black magic, you gotta welcome it in. So you gotta be tricked into it, so to speak. So what goes in from nature, the real system, what goes in is what comes out. So what goes in from there, what goes in is what's going to react. That reacts to what you don't know about. Same way that goes in there and then you react. It's a copy. You react. They just repeat shit. And you're just, look, the AI wasn't created around us. You were created around AI. And they don't want you to know who you are. Basically, you don't know who you are. And nobody ever will, because this thing, dude, it is. If you only knew how deep it is, but the average individual can't. And you'll see this everywhere, this symbol. Well, that's what it is right here. Mint, that's mind. So, mind, your brain. The same, look, everybody's in their house right now, okay? Just close your eyes for a minute. Everybody's in their house. Average person against us, or me. You might be. Just close your eyes. Now, I want you to imagine everything that's plugged into the walls, all the gadgets. I want you to imagine everything running. You're like, yeah, there's no problem. No, that's not real. All that technology is man-made technology. Now, open your eyes. Now think about replacing this, but being fresh. Rosemary, thyme, bay, basil, lavender, sage. Just those, and I'm just saying that because those are up there. And replacing, putting those everywhere. Okay, all those gadgets are omitting EMTs, whatever it's called. Is that what it is? I think I've got a book on it. Several books have been written on it, and y'all know it too. And it can produce this, that. So all those together are omitting a frequency that you can't see, but that controls your blood, because your blood has a life of its own that's built through the elements, but nobody knows that. And then if it's corrupt, then you can't think at all, and especially when you've been designed. So, you know, when you're not taught, people have laughed at me, and I'm like, I've had this for years. The only way to learn is to do it yourself. You got to find some charts and stuff, hang them up. The more you see, just like do what they do. You know, they got billboards everywhere in society about, hey, come here and get this soda. Everybody knows it's there. Why is it not there? Why? It's to keep your mind, hey, this is good. You keep drinking this, you get diabetes. So I tell people to hang up stuff that you can learn. Hang up notes that you're a loser and you need to change. People have called me over the years, you're fucking crazy. My family member's crazy now. And I'm like, are they better? Yeah. I'm like, well then fuck you, eat a dick. And then people get mad, and it's like this, they don't have nothing in them. So I try, and man, I have to almost get literally not me upset, but I have to like literally like almost say, I'm done talking to you until you do this. It's like I'm not going to tell you to do something that I haven't done. And you know, in one way is to create a relationship with shit like that. Don't tell me people don't have, look, the whole thing is this was created to create a relationship away from that. And then to eventually have so many distractions and addictions to the chemicals, to the taste buds and all that. Is out. When something like this comes along, the goy are so dumb, and that's the thing is they create these goy. And what they are is, you can present the hardest evidence in the world, most common sense evidence too on top of that. And when they look at it, they're programmed automatically based off of their life and what they've done and pride and all this bullshit and position. They know it's something, but they dismiss it and turn the fuck around and just mentally act like they never saw it. Because in their world, it's like, well, if it wasn't in the universities, on the news and in magazines and everywhere, it's not real. It's not on the newspaper. See, and all that shit's impulses. That individual's created through impulses, through this and images and all that other shit. Same way this has an impulse. See, the black magic magicians create they create the impulses in the dummies. The same way that the sun and all that creates the impulses in this. And then whenever we used to consume it, we were godlike. Well, I'm trying to tell you. Because this is all spirit. This is spirit right here. If they're performing black magic, that's spirit. So they're performing against the spirit. And they're using pharmakia, which is sorcery. It's beyond. But now, what they've done is turn this into, that's black magic. But yet, people's numbers on them is not. Even though you got to have numbers to do fucking black magic. It's in fucking genius. But the whole concept is the materialism. Is the whole ideal of possession, which is, in its sense, black magic. You're under possession. Do you understand that? You're under possession of a worldly object that creates emotions in the individual. And as a child, you see it, you sold to it from the get-go. Your soul's gone. It's sold to the world. Sold. Yeah, that whole word comes from soul. So when it's kidnapped, the only spirit that it's had has been demons going into here, games, murders everywhere, hell yeah, and tip booze, be good pride and all that. Now, fuck, by the time the child's 10 nowadays, in the next couple of years, that's Ahriman, straight fucking Ahriman. And everybody's got Ahriman in them because Ahriman represents the opposite of this. Very destructive demon. Very destructive. See, if you try to consume, because the real resource, R-E source, Ra source, in Egypt, Ra, R-A or R-E, source, the sun source. So we're consuming we're consuming being, spirit. Magnetism. And when you don't, you're consuming chemicals, and black magic and emotions, and then they give you little kids meals and here's a toy, and then that little, it's insane. The soul's developed around playtime, and then that shit grows over, and then it just like the monarch butterfly, it just fucking repeats itself. It's ingenious, but I mean, it eats me up because, I mean, I could go way deeper, but there's no sense in it. There's no sense in it at all. And when you get into this, see, each one of your organs is ruled by one of these. Oh yeah. And the liver is ruled by Jupiter. Well, I'm Sagittarius, and Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So I'm alcoholic, and it affects the liver. And the liver's the other stomach. It's straight up and down. You split an image on both sides. Split image. That'll teach you that. And depending on what you put in is that's what I'm saying. You got to figure out which one of these is connected to which one of those, and then mix these, and then you're an alchemist. A-L, implying God. Yeah, you can look it up. It's in scripture. And then chemistry is going to have to do with the anatomy. That's what alchemy means. And they'll tell you what. It's Satan. It's Satan. It's Satan. It's like, why did they have Al Bundy? Al Capone, Alf, because they love using that name. Tim Allen, that was and Tim stands for time for Saturn. All right. Ivy, poison ivy is going to represent a feminine and Saturn. Saturn. Look, there's Batman. There's the character Poison Ivy. It's female, bad guy. Yeah. Well, bad guy. That's the root of it. Because it's Saturn. It's Saturn. But when we get over here, do you know what the light of Saturn controls? It's beats. That's why I've told people, I said, look, and potassium phosphate is more in the leaves of beets than anything, that is more in the brain than anything. And nobody knows about that. And all this is connected to the 12 salts, the 12 systems of the anatomy, the 12 cranial nerves, the 12 dorsal vertebrae. Oh yeah. Let me tell you something. You're a little fucking battery and you don't know it. If you could just see what is not connected to you. I've told people, look, some people will tell you too, it's like I'm seeing it for what it is. You don't understand what I'm telling you. I'm seeing it I'm seeing it. In a lot of different stuff. this last go around that they got us in right now, that's, before they go into full blown Saturnville, you get into unlocking your brain, you really don't understand how powerful the brain is until, because things take years, man, getting out of it. It takes a long time to even comprehend certain things. And the way you've been designed, you'll never be able to understand hypothetically on how a certain group physically is taking orders from the unseen for, we'll say, at least 500 years, setting up shop, setting up ideologies, setting up false realms to destroy fucking souls and destroy spirit teaching, period. So there goes spirit, bye. And now the soul is being taken with the fucking materialism. And remember, everything here is an echo of the other side. Yeah. And when you can start to see, like I've said before, if you take a timeline and roll it out, okay? Because this is what this 12 constellations, that's the 12-inch ruler. You stretch this out, that's the ruler, because it represents measurement. It's measurement. Okay? There's the same amount of measurement in 1 yard and in 60 seconds. Yeah. So time and length. And the Egyptians measured it with water. Yeah. There's some cool shit, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's like from there, first day back, I remember Mike, my brother, that I went to the meeting and I said, I can't do it. I can't do it no more. Run into him and he said, here, you got a book? And I said, yeah, I got an AA book, a blue book, big book, whatever. And he said, if you can't read a paragraph or a page, then read a paragraph. If you can't read a sentence, and man, it was tough to even read a paragraph, not even a long one. So it took a couple of weeks to start reading just a little because the brain was destroyed. Plus, I wasn't putting nothing in it to get it better. And plus, if you do the inventory, you'll see the medical industry has more pills. That never worked. And then this has happened. But still, what I'm saying is it's something that you have to force yourself into because the impulses that's in the average individual comes from AI. It doesn't come from what's up there. Their connection is not to up there. It's to the AI. They're the robots. Their blood has been designed around. The cell towers control the blood, not the phones. The surface is just planosphere. Air's electric. So if they wanted to, they could show you, here, we're going to do a signal right quick to Japan. But no, they got to make their money because they charge everybody. You got to pay money if you're going to communicate. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is the best technology ever, but you're going to pay for it. Even though it just came out, where's you going to pay for it? See, people can't see that. Everything's just invented. And it's like, well, if it's just invented, then why is fucking everybody broke and all this other shit? Why can't it be, hey, man, hell yeah, let's enjoy it? Nope, sorry. Control. We're going to raise these fucking dumb goy with the dumbest shit ever and put up our little structures. Praise Jesus. We don't question God. Matt, my great-great-great-great-granddaddy built that church. No shit. They brought him over here from overseas. And here you are.